Today was day 78 and it was very, very hard to meditate today. As I spoke about yesterday, I am currently reading a book called, Complex PTSD, Map and Guide to, I don't know the rest, Healing CPTSD or something, by Pete Walker. And it's really helpful. It's really interesting to, even though I knew about CPTSD before and nothing I read in there is really 100% new, it's really well explained, well detailed, and I love it. And simply reading that triggers me, triggers emotions, and what he calls emotional flashbacks. And I love that he talks about that, because usually in trauma work, and especially in PTSD, like standard PTSD, like one event, like veterans or something have flashbacks. But for me and for most people who have been through neglect in their childhood or ongoing abuse or neglect, it's not necessarily one clear memory. It's an emotional flashback. It's not, you don't see necessarily images in your mind, but your emotions are what they were in the past, and that can last for minutes, hours, days, weeks, months. And so simply reading the book puts me into this freeze response. There are 4 responses: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. My go-to response, my not favorite because it's not conscious, but my default response is usually freeze. So that's what it was. Like this morning I woke up and I was not tired for once, but when my daughter went back to sleep, I just didn't know what to do with myself. I went back to bed, but I was not even tired, but it felt like, and the whole day it felt like, oh, I want to go outside for a walk. But yeah, I was paralyzed basically. So I was in a freeze state today. So meditating was really hard, because meditating is closing your eyes and being alone with yourself for, in my case, 1 hour, and that was hard. In fact, I had a hard time having my eyes closed the whole time. I had my eyes opened a lot, and it's not because when I closed my eyes there was a huge memory or dark images. There is nothing specific. It's just closing your eyes forces you to focus inwards, and focusing inwards necessarily led me to those feelings, sensations, emotions. So I kept opening my eyes, and not to do anything specific. I was just glazing, staring at whatever in stillness, not doing anything, but like the emotion was less intense when my eyes were open. And I just came into this room and turned on the camera to record, and just looking through the window and looking at people, I feel better. I don't feel triggered. So that goes to show how deep trauma goes, and trauma is not all like we think it is, like big things, and there are small things like neglect or the feeling of being abandoned, which also varies depending on the level of sensitivity of the person, the child. Some people are more sensitive than others, as I am. So that was my meditation today. It was difficult, but I'm happy I'm reading this book. I'm actually listening to it as an audiobook, and I've also ordered it to have it in paper so I can underline things and tools. There are great tools in there too, so I'm really looking forward to finishing the book, and hopefully I'll have great tools for healing.